Hi, MamiAz. Um, so I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do it for a while. Just was kind of nervous. Um, but I figured, what the heck? It's 2020. It's January 2nd. I figured I start with the new year. Doing this. I know the camera's a little bit crooked. It's just because how it sits on my stand, I guess. So, anyways, um, I'm hoping the camera actually works really good on my phone and the microphone. So hopefully this is not for nothing, that I don't record and then all of a sudden you don't hear my voice. So anyways, okay. So a little background, I guess. I've been driving for 3 years over the road. And oh wait, okay, I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess, however I'm moving, the camera looks good and then all of a sudden it doesn't, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm barely starting. This is my first video. Hopefully you guys are okay and you like it and you're watching. So if you do like the video, hit subscribe, like, and the notifications. You can get notifications when I do upload. So okay, so it's really early in the morning. Well, I shouldn't even say really early, but it's like 7:50 here. I'm in Arizona. Been up for a long time. But I'm in my car. Like I said, I've been over the road for about 3 years. I am 48 years old. I started driving because of the fact that I was in a situation that I realized that I was gonna have to support myself, support my household. Not that I didn't make okay money, but I needed something that was consistent. And I've always wanted to learn to drive a truck. It was kind of like on my bucket list. So, and if I'm sweating, I'm so sorry. I sweat. But so I just felt like trucking was gonna be the best for me. I never had went on vacation. I never drove anywhere. I never had even used Google Maps, because where I lived, I didn't need to. I knew where everything was at, or I would figure it out. So using the GPS system, when I first started, was a little hard for me. Don't judge me, please. Don't judge me. And people are probably like, well, how is it that you didn't? I just never used the GPS. I never needed to. So anyways, so it was hard for me. So I know that there's going to be people that are going to start driving. They're going to find that things are difficult. We were all there at one time. Every truck driver was there at one time where they never drove before, or, I shouldn't even say every, because, people that start driving, a lot of the times they know people, either their father, their mother, their grandfather, their uncle, somebody in their family probably drove. So they were probably on the truck, they were familiar with the truck, but there's a lot of us that were not. I have nobody in my family. Excuse me, I'm getting over being sick. I'm still a little sick. I had nobody in my family that ever drove a truck. I just, back in the day, showing my age, the rubber duck, I just loved it. I loved the movie, and, of course it was a movie, but I always wanted to know what it felt like to drive a truck. I'm 5'1", so I'm not that tall. But anyways, I was in a position where I needed to figure out what I needed to do. And I'm not saying that I've made $100,000, because it just depends on every person what they think their ideal income should be. Depends on how much they want to work, how much they want to drive, how much they want to not be at home, because that has a lot to do with it. And my situation, I just wanted to be comfortable, and I wanted to be home more. My son this year turned, or I should say 2019 turned 18. He's my baby. And I always said that once I had no more kids at home, I would live out of my truck, because there was really no sense of coming home other than to visit my children or my grandkids or family or holidays, things like that. But so anyways, he turned 18. This past year I did get married. So I still have somebody to come home to, basically. I love my children, don't get me wrong, but they're old enough. They, have children, and they are able to take care of them. So I'm not worried about, having to be home for my grandkids. And when I am home, I try to spend as much time with them that I can, but it's hard because I come home and I'm exhausted and I'm tired. And a 34-hour reset is not much time. I think it's different for a man than it is for a woman, because I don't know, I'm just saying it in my opinion. It may not be like that for everybody, so don't jump on me for saying anything. But in my opinion, I'm a mom still, and I'm a wife. And now when I come home, it's like I have to wash my sheets. I have to wash my clothes. They want me to cook. That's how I bribe my kids to come visit me. It's like, oh, I'm going to cook. I'm going to cook some pozole or something. And that's how I get them to come home and see me and visit me. So I still have to do housewife stuff or mom stuff. So, appointments, things like that. Whereas I think a man, if he's married, the majority of the time, when he comes home, I'm assuming that the wife washes his clothes, washes everything he brings home. He's probably able to rest. I don't know. I'm just saying because I don't know. I guess in my head, that's how I see it. But I still have to do a lot of things at home. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to learn to drive a truck, get my CDL. I figured, one day I would want to do local. And when I did try doing some local, I didn't need my CDL for it. But I realized that the money I make over the road is not comparable to what you do with local. I'm really trying to get my husband to get a CDL so that we can team drive and basically just drive as much as we can, make as much money as we can so that we could retire early and get local jobs where it's not going to be such a big deal as far as income is concerned. I don't know. I mean, I that's my thoughts right now. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same thing in a year, 2 years, 3 years. So anyways, basically this is the start of my channel. Right now I'm actually sitting at the terminal. Like I said, I've been doing it for 3 years, and this company that I'm working for, I started February 2019. And when I chose to come to this company, I really liked the fact that they offered Monday through Friday. Granted, I am over the road Monday through Friday, but it was port. And it was something that I never did before, and I wanted to do something different because I was really tired of dry van as far as having to go look for an empties. That just totally irks me, is that I have to look for an empty and there's no empties. And you could drive 3-4 hours of your drive time looking for an empty, and you just wasted your drive time. So that really irked me. Like, you don't even believe. You wouldn't even believe. If you're a driver, you totally get what I'm saying. You totally understand what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, sometimes my words, I don't know what it is. But anyways, so I started doing port. Now, me being a woman, I would figure, and I'm not trying to play the woman card, but I would just figure that, men would be a little more respectful. No, that's not the case. They don't care. And I get it after the fact of going onto the port. You have to have all your information, because if you don't, you've been sitting in line for 3-4 hours just getting into a port. And then they're going to tell you, you don't have the right information or appointment number. You got to go back to the line. you're like, are you serious? And people behind you are waiting, and it just feels like they're rushing you, basically. I mean, I know I shouldn't like worry about what they're honking at me or whatever, because I'm doing what I gotta do. But it just, I don't know what it was. I guess it just, my anxiety just was like, oh, I was like, okay. So, but anyways, so you wait 3 hours to 4 hours to get into the port. Then once you get into the port, you get into another line. And it depends on what port you go to, because some of them you can get in and get out if you know what the time is. Like as far as when they come in, when they get out, as far as like the workers, because they're all union. So they take, their 15 minutes or half an hour, and all great for union, and I'm happy that you guys have that, but it does not work for a driver, because it's like if you're in there and it's 4 or 5 o'clock and you're waiting to get out and you're in line to get out, you can wait an hour and a half sitting there waiting for that on the phone, like, okay, I'm waiting, and nobody comes. And nobody comes. And nobody answers. Nobody says hello or anything. So you're like, you already spent 6 hours in the port. 5 hours. 10 hours. Whatever it is. And I'm talking about Long Beach, okay? Long Beach, California. There's different ports. So just with that, it's just like, I did that for about 6 months. Every day I would leave there, I'd be like, I'm done, I'm getting my stuff off the truck, I quit. I'm just like frustrated, because you get out of there and you have to deal with traffic coming out of California, depending on what time it is. It was just frustrating. So I did port. Then I took some time off. I had some medical stuff that I was going through, and there was a person that I had talked to. I was a trainer. I didn't want to do that anymore. She was a trainer, so she called me up because she was asking me questions about the port. Didn't realize that I had taken time off. When she realized that, she's like, oh, I have this friend or this trainee or student that I had. She really wants to team because she wants to make money and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I thought about it, and I talked to my husband, and he's just like, well, it's up to you. And he always tells me what's up to you, because pretty much I kind of do what I want, but at the same time now I have to realize that I'm married, so I kind of have to like talk to him about it, just like yes, talk to me. So anyways, so I decided I was going to team. So with this company, since I was in port, I had to go to dry van because she was dry van. Well, did not realize, because the DOT number, I guess, is different for every division. I had to do another hair analysis, which for women that really sucks, because that means that they cut their hair. So I'm like, so, your hair only grows so much at a time. So I probably have bald spots in the back of my head, if you think about it. Like, literally, like, because I had it when I first started. It was in February of 2019. So my hair's probably grown that much, right? So then now I had to get my hair trimmed again, or cut in a certain area. So it's probably like this. And then, so we started teaming. It was going really good, but she wasn't making the miles. She wasn't making the money she was wanting to. So then, I had talked to a guy in the reefer division, refrigerated unit. And I talked to him, and I'm like, please don't give me no BS. He knows me. They know me when I walk in. I try not to be loud, but I am a little loud. Sorry. My family will tell you. We're all loud. So anyways, trying to keep this really short. It's not working. So I told them, no BS. Give me the update. Give me the lowdown. Give me, like, I don't know what you need to. Just tell me everything. I want to know what I'm going to get into, what it is, if it's worth to go from dry van to reefer. So he told me. He was truthful with me. He was honest with me. I know him from when I did the ports, because he was in ports and then he went to reefer, which is he was a DM dispatch. Then he went to reefer. So I think he's a DDM, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure. But anyways, so I talked to her, my co-driver, because we were honestly thinking about going to another company, because I wanted to help her out. I'm not saying that I'm making like $90,000 a year and that I don't need the money. I do need the money, but I have my husband also, that there's two incomes in the house, where she didn't have the two incomes. So, I mean, and I was fine. If I have to eat rice and beans, I was fine. I'd have to eat like whole grain rice, because I can't do white flour anymore. But anyways, so, okay. So, in the end, we talked about it. We decided that we're going to do the refrigerated unit. So, basically, we've been off since the 23rd of December. That's a long time to be off, like vacation. Like I said, not that I don't need the money, because I do, but we did that because we knew we were going to take Christmas off. I really did not want to drive Christmas because the traffic is just horrible. I don't want to deal with that when I'm driving a truck. It's bad enough when you're driving a car, and to be in a truck, it's not good. And then I didn't want to drive for New Year's because of the fact that there are crazy people out there that either decide that they want to start driving on the 1st to go home, and they've already been drinking the night before, or they're still hungover and they need to go back to their own state because they were visiting family, or go back to their own city because they were visiting family. It's just crazy. And I'd rather be safe in my house and maybe lose $100 than be on the road and be in an accident. No load is worth my life, because they're not going to support my family. They're not going to take care of my children. Yes, my children are older, but sometimes they need help, or my grandkids, or you know what I mean? They're not going to pay for all of my needs if I can't work, basically. So anyways, so what we did was, since we were going to be off, we went ahead and I had to do a hair analysis again. Then I had to do a UA again. So that's 3 times with this company. And I told them they're going to have all of my freaking hair. By the time I'm done with this company, oh my God, I'm not going to have no hair. Which is not true. But anyways, women in her hair, right? So today is the 2nd of January, 2020. I had done my hair analysis last week and my UA last week. Well, on Monday, they tell me that it was diluted. So now I have to come back. So I'm here at the terminal because I have to do my UA. Not only that, but because we're going to a different division and the DOT number is different, I got to take everything from my truck that I was in out, because we don't have a truck yet for the refrigerated division. If you know how it feels to move out of a house and then to have to put everything in storage for a time being because you can't get into your house, that's what it feels like when you go from one truck to another. Because you live in your truck. You know, you have a bed, you have a refrigerator, I have my microwave, I have my little coffee pot. I have everything in my truck to live for the 2 weeks, a week, or whatever. And everything other than a bathroom. So anyways, so I'm here because I have to take everything out of my truck until we get our new truck. Then I have to go in because I have to do another UA. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. And I live in Tucson, Arizona. So it means I have to drive 120 miles, because from where I live, here it's about 120 miles. That's a waste of gas for me. That's like money that I have to put in my car that I really don't have to be putting in my car. Luckily that my husband is working in Phoenix, so I had the opportunity to come with him in the morning, and that's why I'm saying that I was up early. So we left like at 3:30 this morning from Tucson. It is 8:08 right now. So I've been up for a while, and I got up before he did because, of course, you know, I have to shower, and he basically takes a shower at night and gets dressed, and, you know, he goes. He's a construction worker. He's a carpenter. He doesn't have to put makeup on. I'm so really glad he doesn't. But anyways, I have to do all that. So that means I get up before he does. So I got up like at 2:15, 2:30, showered really quick, and I brought my makeup so I could put it on in the car. I even brought a blanket and pillow. I ended up having to drive this morning because I felt bad. I was like, well, let him sleep, so then I'll drop him off at work. So that means I'm going to spend most of my day here. So I figured I'd take everything out of my truck and do that. Yeah. So I'm sitting here. By the way, I love Dunkin' Donuts. I love Dunkin' Donuts. Can you see it? I love my Dunkin' Donuts. So yeah, I had my coffee. And I did stop at a Pilot this morning because I need a coffee. And my coworker knows that I need coffee. That's why I have a coffee pot in my truck. And I always make sure I have 2% milk and sweet and low, because I can't really have sugar anymore. That's one of the reasons I had to take time off. I had to get my diet in order. Yes, so I am diabetic, but I'm borderline, thank God. Borderline. No medication. I'm not taking any medication at all. Nothing. No pills, no insulin, no nothing. And I found that out this past January 2019. I had some surgery and I had to have a checkup, and that's when I found out. And then a lot of things made sense after I found out, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, that's something else we'll probably talk about later on. But anyways, like I said, this is my first video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is not a channel for me to teach how to do a pre-trip, how to anything, because I don't want to feel, honestly, I don't want to feel like I'm responsible for someone to be like, well, you told me to do this and this is not how it is, or anything like that. This is going to be a channel about what I go through on the road, dealing with whoever, or my life, or just life on the road, being a woman truck driver. That's basically it. So like I said, I don't want to feel like, I don't want to try to give someone information and they say that's the wrong information. I just don't want to feel responsible for that. And I'm going to tell you right now, be honest with you, is like, I feel safe when I drive because of what I do. I made sure that my tires are, at the level it's supposed to be, my oil, my fluids, my mirrors, my lights, everything, my mud flaps. I always try to make sure, because I do not want a ticket. I can't afford a ticket. So like I said, this is not gonna be videos on teaching you how to drive, but if you have a question and that I know I have the answer and I can answer it, email it to me. Put it in a comment section and I will send you information, or if I don't have the information, I will try to get what I can. But don't think that I'm an expert, because I don't think any truck driver is an expert. Some people might get upset with me, but I don't think they're an expert. I think every day you learn every day. There's always a different situation, always. I mean, it may look like the same situation, but the majority of the time, it's not the same. I mean, that's how I see it. That's how I see how things are. But like I said, I'm just, yeah. So, Happy New Year, and I hope you guys are safe. Just, be safe on the road. And you four-wheelers, please, please, please. I know that you get upset with us. And I'm not saying for every truck driver, but for me, I really try to be courteous. I really try to let you in. But you guys drive faster than us. You guys can get onto the highway faster than we can. We weigh almost 80,000 pounds. Just please, please keep in mind. And, and watch out for other people, and try not to be on your phones. because I think that's what causes more accidents. I think that's about it. I'm really like, my time is like a lot. I didn't think it was gonna be this much, but anyways, besos to you, to everybody, and be safe out there. Peace and love. Bye.